Race is our biggest problem. The fact is we need to get rid of race. But it is fine for us to still want to blame white people for apartheid. Yes, apartheid was there. Apartheid was a crime against humanity. Are we going to kick the can 3 generations from now and still talk about apartheid? Somebody needs to come in and say, it stops here. It was bad. Nobody must be apartheid denialist. It was wrong. We are going to help you in such a way for us to get even. But we can't blame white people and they're feeling guilty. It can't be. Somebody must be brave enough. I'm going to get criticized. You'll see Twitter this afternoon for me saying white people should stop feeling guilty. What other choice do we have? Are they all right? Continue feeling guilty and the country can... I started out only for colored people because colored people were marginalized. And subsequently, my life changed and my outlook changed. To make you an example, the deputy president of our party is a black guy. The head of negotiations and decision-making in coalitions is a white guy, Charles Fourier. We are a multiracial party. Today, they are appointing the boards of the entities in the city of Johannesburg. I happen to see the names, and we are the only party, and you'll see when you walk out of here because it will be in the newspaper, we are the only party that has white, black, and Indian people in their boards. No one else has that. We are the only one. So maybe I didn't finish what I said, but I started out only for colored people. But subsequently, I became a bit smarter and less stupid, and realizing that race shouldn't matter. And that's why I said at the end, we're going to get rid of race. So that's the first one. You see, with BEE, I was the top guy. I put together the Goldfields BEE deal. I put together the Central Karoo BEE deal. I got a company that put together BEE deals. And I can tell you one thing. It's an unworkable model. No right mind. If you get very good white people, I'll tell you, because I will never give half of my company to a man simply because of his skin color. What should be happening is all businesses should contribute. You must calculate the cost of BEE. Under my rule, you'll calculate the cost of BEE. And that money will put in a fund administered by the very same business people that is contributing the money. And that money will become a bank, a loan for black people and colored people and Indian people to start their own businesses. But it's a recipe for disaster. Some of you got generational businesses. And now you must share it with a man that don't. I saw a picture one day, I couldn't stop laughing. Old white man and 5 of his sons. You know what his business called? Kumalo and Sons. And I was like, and you guys are also to blame for it. It's not only the black people and other people to blame for it, because you start changing your names, your business names to black names in order for you to get government contracts. Some of you even can't pronounce your own company name correctly. But your marketing person says, it sounds very blackish. Yeah, it sounds very blackish. So what I'm saying to you is we are all wrong in this thing. I will scrap BEE. That is something I will scrap, because it's unworkable. I've seen it. We put together deals. After a few months, they're fighting. Business is about values. It's about playing golf together. It's about seeing eye to eye. It's about understanding where you want to go to. You want the business to acquire more businesses. Your business partner does not even have a proper car. He's got black tax that you don't have. Black tax is what we black people pay that you don't pay. It is, when you say we don't pay tax, we always laugh because we pay black tax. Black tax is, if you are the oldest black child in the house, it is your responsibility to make sure that others get educated. If you work or you wear a suit, it's your responsibility when you go and wash your car in the township to go with lots of notes. I always have 50 rands, lots of them. Because for everybody's going to ask me for money, I must have something. Otherwise, I'll be told, I forgot about us. There's a lot of things on black people that you are not aware of. Now, 2 people in the same business, you look at expansion. He looks at, I just got to get a house and got to pay for the studies of my child. And then his parents, he must look after his parents too. While when you run out of money, you call your dad for a loan. Black people don't loan money to their parents, and their parents don't loan money to them. We don't have that. It is a different construct of upbringing. So I'm saying to you, BEE does not work. And I'm sorry that I didn't elaborate on that. I detest racism. And my previous position was a racist position, that I'm only for colored people. nobody should only be for one race. And I followed my thought. It was short-sighted and it was racist. And I've come subsequently to get out of my dementia. And I'm now for all races. Race is our biggest problem, Alec. We need to get, no ANC guy will stand here. Not even Masaba will stand here and say to you that your illegal immigrants in your houses, the things I told you today, Masaba will go 40% because of his constituency is 40% to 50% white. But I understand that. But with me, as I said to you, if this was colored people only and black people only maybe, and a few white people, maybe my speech would not, if I was dependent, would have been a bit different. But the fact is, we need to get rid of race. But it is fine for us to still want to blame white people for apartheid. Yes, apartheid was there. Apartheid was a crime against humanity. Are we going to kick the can 3 generations from now and still talk about apartheid? Somebody needs to come in and say, it stops here. It was bad. Nobody must be apartheid denialist. It was wrong. We are going to help you in such a way for us to get even. But we can't blame white people and they're feeling guilty and it can't be. Somebody must be brave enough. I'm going to get criticized. I know this. You'll see Twitter this afternoon for me saying white people should stop feeling guilty. What other choice do we have? Is are they all right? Continue feeling guilty and the country Hanan say Muranan.
Yeah, another brilliant speech from McKenzie, Patriotic Alliance party boss. And I think it's really difficult not to agree with him in terms of, South Africa going beyond race. Race is always a really powerful factor in life. In our world today, it seems like, everything we know today has been sort of like built on a racial understanding of reality. And we have a certain race, being respected or being appreciated as exceptional, sort of like a racial exceptionalism hegemonized by one race, and the other having been othered or being seen as the other in comparison to the other. And so there has to be a way in which the collective humanity, so to speak, has to get beyond race and start really tackling root issues, and probably in a way start helping each and every one of us to see ourselves as part of that one race, striving for excellence in all we do and in all of our efforts at really making this world a better place. And so I think it's really, and one thing I notice about McKenzie, he shows me the possibility of a politician to evolve. And I think that's one thing I learned from this whole debate, is that we do not know it all. Even probably if there will be some of us who might get into politics someday, we aren't going to be knowers of all at once. There's a sort of like an evolution of a consciousness, of a being, of, regardless of their profession, in being economics, being medicine and all. And McKenzie shows this evolution, as he says, that he started initially standing for the disenfranchised colored minority in South Africa, but now he's really evolved to understand that this whole race seems to be beyond just standing for a particular racial group, but a collective effort by all peoples to see themselves as South Africans and build the nation of South Africa into a powerful force that can be competitive with the major powers of the Committee of Nations today. And I think, for me, that's one lesson I take from this speech, that we all evolve. We have to learn to be open-minded in our racial comprehension of things, and not really necessarily be stagnant in our understanding of probably what race I belong or what race I shouldn't belong to, but learn to accommodate the diverse voices and understand where each person is coming from, and learn to really give that room for openness, so that a sort of like a fair judgment could be reached. And at the end of the day, what all human beings, I believe, want is to grow. Everybody wants to grow. And so understanding South African politics, I see, in a way, I see it as an opportunity. Having grown up in West Africa, where we really do not have this whole critical mass of multiple races trying to strive for a coherence in political, in what should be understood as politics. South Africa offers that availability and that possibility to understand, what's possible when different races all commingle and, contest for sort of like this multi racial, so to speak, democratic excellence within a nation state, within the modern contraption of the nation state today. And while I can see it as an opportunity, a lot of people also, I understand, can see it as a threat, because the roots and the foundations from which this system has been built hasn't really been unfair. And there's still that, resistance, that pain, that trauma that a lot of people still encumber when they come to the reality, when they come face to face with the reality of what the nation represents, and having to learn to move beyond that. I think that's the challenge. It's really going to be tricky. But whatever the case is, we'll keep watching, we'll keep learning, we'll keep studying. South Africa for me is a basket case of political intelligence, and I learn a lot from most of these political parties and these commentators. But also we learn also from the comments. So you guys, whatever it is, please, whatever it is you think about this speech, share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please share and like and subscribe, because that's the way you support Kwazemi as a channel, an Afrocentric channel, where we try to understand deeper issues in African history and hopefully develop a collective intelligence on how we wish to build the Africa we want to see as people of Africa. See you in the next one.